DW, it's Monday. Pull those belts tight.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing on Monday, boys.
Jeff Burton's car, guys, it must be really loose. He took a real slide down into turn one on the start, and he is backing up quickly through the field right now.
All but a dead heat for the lead. And Kane led that lap. Newman is not going to give it up.
Well, this is one of those days when you can say they definitely don't know what they got because the track conditions are totally different. It's rain. It's washed all the rubber off. You don't know what you got here for a lap or two.
Here's the saving grace, though. Since the racetrack is green, we had the problems with right rears. NASCAR's going to throw a caution at lap 30 where everyone can kind of look at their cars, look at their tires, and make adjustments.
Newman to the front. He has now led all 9 of his starts at Atlanta Motor Speedway, most of them from the pole.
How about that 43 car there, Bobby Labonte? He just drove to the inside of Casey Kane in the 9 car, takes the second position away.
And I'll tell you something else about that 43 car. He's not hurting for power. Look at, where's Bill Lester here? Here he is.
He's not bashful. The 23 car 3 wide going off into turn 3.
Battling Elliott Sadler in the 38.
And Bill Lester pretty much made the comment, 2 goals today. Run all 500 miles and earn the respect of these other drivers that he's going to have to race against a few more races this year.
Yeah, and it's going to be a hard job for Bill because he doesn't have the experience in these cars to kind of know what to tell the crew to do to it if it needs something. But this cat right here in that 43 car, he knows what to do. You go to the outside and you take the lead.
Darrell, it's just like you showed in your AutoZone drive there in the pre-race. He just drove to the outside. The 43 car takes the lead, and these fans love it.
I guess. When's the last time you saw that 43 car zoom out front like that?
The last time Richard Petty's Dodge won at Atlanta. 1977. Richard was the driver. 43 was the number. The car was a Dodge.
I can tell you one thing right now. That dude is hooked up. He is at a 30-0. Everybody else is in the 30-30s.
Well, this is his house. 6 wins here. How many seconds for Bobby Labonte? This is his house. Bobby's house. Bobby Labonte, Cup champion, 6-time Atlanta winner, trying to take the King's Chariot to victory lane. Well, it's early yet.
Hey, this is Jeff Burton of the Singular 31 Chevy. Stay tuned for details on how to play the Singular Virtual Crew Chief during today's race. Watch for your chance to win my payday at the race in Daytona Beach on July 1st.
Turn 3, guys.
Ryan Newman.
He got a poke from somebody. I was looking up there. Somebody poked him in the rear, I think.
And he was definitely starting to go backwards with that 12 car.
But I don't believe, if he hit the wall, it wasn't fine.
No, I don't think he ever hit anything. He did a really good job of hanging on to it. But I think he may have got a little help back here from somebody.
It's J.J. Yaley in the 18 car to the bottom.
Oh, yeah, the 11 car slides up and gets into him ever so slightly. Ryan does a good job of hanging on to it, keeps it off the wall. I don't think he ever touched it.
It doesn't take much of a touch at over 180 miles per hour.
And particularly if your car's a little bit loose on top of that.
And Darrell, as he spins down to the bottom, well, here's the first contact, but as he spins down, I like what I see from the rest of the field. Everybody got out of the throttle, or this would have been a big pileup.
I think what happened when Yaley in the 18 got on the quarter panel, not against it, but on the quarter panel of his teammate Denny Hamlin, it got Hamlin loose. He walked up the racetrack, got into the 12 car, Ryan Newman.
Steve?
Yeah, flat left rear tire for Ryan Newman. We just saw his dad carried to the back of the pit box. Flat left rear tire for the 12.
Let's watch from Denny Hamlin.
That's what Denny saw.
All happens in a blink of an eye.
Mike, Doug Richard reminded their spotter Joel Edmonds to keep an eye when Biffle gets ready to exit, because we saw Saturday's Busch Race a lot of issues on pit road. The Biff slides to a stop. Look for a wedge adjustment. The car a little tight on exit, but other than that, not too bad. To Steve Burns.
Well, Matty, Bobby Labonte told crew chief Todd Perrick that his car was a little bit tight in the center of the corners and a little bit loose on exit, giving up grip. Let's go to Nick Berggren.
And Casey Kane is in the pits. They are going to try to tighten the car up. The wedge wrench in both sides of the rear of that race car. He says he thinks the right rear has gone away a bit on him. Kane all done with his pit stop, and he's quick on it.
Look at this log jam trying to exit the pits. Denny Hamlin came down pit road in the grass. We have just restarted, and let's show you how the number 2 of Kurt Busch got a great jump on the restart and moves to the outside of Bobby Labonte for third.
And what he did there was perfectly legal. The green flag was displayed. He moved to the outside, which you can do. But, buddy, the guy that got another good restart was Greg Biffle in that 16 car. Just drove right by Casey Kane. And look at the lead he has just 2 laps after the restart.
But Kurt Busch in that little light Dodge is coming. Now he's got Bobby Labonte on his flank. Labonte trying to get back to the lead.
I'll tell you one thing. That 43 has got some steam up on the hood today, baby.
He didn't really get a great restart, but it didn't take him long to recover, because now he's back up in the second place here just 3 to 4 laps after that restart.
Things liking this cool air.
Chargers. Bobby Labonte second, Kurt Busch third, Casey Kane fourth. Richard Petty's last win at Atlanta Motor Speedway came in a Dodge here 29 years ago. Remember, when you participate in Singular Virtual Crew Chief, you're entered for a chance to win Jeff Burton's payday in Daytona in July. It'll be a quickie yellow. Everybody can pit this time by. Matt?
And later, Greg Biffle will have an opening, so he'll have an easy exit. But his spotter, Joel Edmonds, reminded him that the 21 of Schrader, who he almost made contact with on the first stop, is 25 cars back, so he should be pulling in as Biffle is getting ready to pull out, since the car's a little bit on the free side as they go to work on the right side. Further up pit road to Steve Burns.
Well, Matt, Carl Edwards disagrees with the fans. He just told Bob Osborne that his car is a lot of fun to drive, just a little bit tight in the center, a small air pressure, quarter pound out of the left side. Dick?
Kurt Busch has stopped short in his pit, turned the nose of the car out just a tad so that he will not be blocked in by the 9 car just ahead of him.
Dick, we had a crash on pit road with Carl Edwards in the 99 as he was pulling out. Dave Blaney in the 22 turned right across his nose. There's going to be a lot of damage to that 99 car. We talked about this in the beginning in the FedEx racetracks. Carl Edwards, these guys had a great pit stop. He had an opening in front of him. He turns out. There you see Blaney in the 22 coming in. And look at all that damage, Steve, on the right front of that 99 car.
And Carl Edwards just said, sorry, I never saw the 22. They're going to have to go behind the wall. Carl thinks they have a tie rod problem. Mike Joy?
We're getting set for the restart. Carl Edwards did not get any guidance, apparently, from his crew chief or spotter exiting the pits, turned the 22 of Blaney around and damaged the right front of his car. So he will restart tail end of the lead lap cars, 41st. We're ready to go back to green to begin lap 48.
Tell you what, that 4th car in line right there, Jeff Burton in that 31 car, he pulls to the inside of Casey Kane. They have definitely made the right adjustments on that race car, plus that pit crew is doing their job on pit road.
And Burton, a winner here Saturday in the Busch race.
How about that 17 car? Yeah, they've been making ground up on the racetrack as well, but I think that Robbie Reiser crew, as always, they've been doing their job on pit road.
Well, it's getting a little close right in there. Woo.
Matt Kenseth started 27th. It took him 36 laps to break into the top 10. He is now 6th.
And he is headed to the top 5.
Watch this. Ooh, whoa, baby, because you're running down into turn 1 there. You're kind of arcing it out anyway. And so when you're arcing out like that and you got somebody on the outside, it will suck you around. And, uh-oh, the 43 car.
Bobby Labonte.
I don't see any tire issues.
Had such high hopes for today. Started up front.
This is something more serious than a tire.
Started
Yeah,
fourth.
kept looking at that left rear, but I think the tires look up. If it's going down, it's not flat yet. That's for sure.
Doesn't seem to be. I'm not sure what's going on here. We'll have to wait and see. Still under power, looks to me like.
He's coasting to his pit. Steve?
And Mike, one of the guys in the pits just looked over and gave me the sign with crossed hands, which means the motor's broke.
I know one thing. It was running.
Yes,
Golly gee, had some ponies on the hood today.
That was good to see. Just ahead of him, you saw Hermie Sadler take his 00 to the garage. So these would be the first two cars out of this race. Kurt Busch leads Denny Hamlin by 1 second. Dick?
Day for Bobby Labonte, but a great day for Kurt Busch. He started in 9th position, and just everything is falling his way, Mike. They've had terrific pit stops. The last round of pit stops, they win in his 2nd spot. Executed a great stop, minor adjustments in weight distribution and tire pressure on that car. Got him back out on the racetrack in first, and just before the pit stop, Busch radioed to his crew and told him he had a real good race car. If they made the right adjustments over the course of the day, they'd be all set up. And he radioed back after the pit stop, after he'd had some fast laps, and told him that the car is just right. Kurt Busch in first. All's going his way so far.
Trouble for two past winners. A tire down on the right front of Carl Edwards. Last year's winner and the 2001 winner of this race, Kevin Harvick, has just made an unscheduled pit stop, and now the caution comes out for the 3rd time today.
Carl's problems probably started from that something rubbing on that thing, because that fender's been tucked in underneath there, so he's got bigger issues now. The whole right corner's blown up. Whoa, his tire changer just took a dive.
And Edwards loses a lap in the process as the caution is out for debris. Now, just prior to the caution flag, as we came back from break, Denny Hamlin kept working the inside of Kurt Busch and got him for the lead.
Boy, did you see Kurt getting sideways up there in the middle of the corner, and that opened the door for Hamlin to go low, and he did, and into the lead he goes. Carrying freight, baby.
Well, even watching him on the scoring monitor, he was running down no Biff in that FedEx car about 0.2 of a second a lap.
It comes as no great surprise. You know, we talked about Bobby Labonte, but the Gibbs cars through the years have just been really great here at Atlanta, with Bobby Labonte at the wheel, certainly Tony Stewart, and now both these rookies. Yaley's up there in 12th.
And one thing I want to make sure and clear up, next week at Bristol will actually be the 5th race. So the 43 is locked into Bristol. They need to get into the top 35 points next week, or then they'd have to qualify on time at Martinsville.
Right. He just doesn't need to have any disasters at Bristol, which you can't have.
Kyle Busch will get the free pass on this 3rd caution flag of the day. Pit road is open. Here's Matt.
Good day so far for all JGR cars. All 3 are top 15 now. The 11, Denny Hamlin, they've made progress. Still trying to free it up. They went up on the track bar the previous stop, going up again. At the top of your screen, Greg Biffle says his car loose on this set of tires. Good stop going so far. Let's go further up pit road to Nick Berger.
Well, Kurt Busch way down at the other end of pit road, so he's the last one to arrive that you saw in your triple. He's asked for a bottle of water. They've just handed that to him. More major changes to the car this time. Car a little bit loose in the center. Busch again has pitted back in his pit stall, so he won't get trapped in, but several cars have beaten him out to the racetrack.
Here's the race off pit road. Denny Hamlin gets out first. Another close call. This one between Matt Kenseth leaving and Michael Waltrip trying to enter his pit box.
You can see Kurt Busch, though, in the 2, the real loser there, lost 3 spots. And right here, top 2 guys had the fastest times, including the stop. Denny Hamlin and Greg Biffle in the 16 car, with Jimmy Johnson and Robbie Gordon having the slowest of our top 10.
We're going to restart to begin lap 74. That's Kevin Harvick trying to get back on the lead lap on the inside. He made an unscheduled pit stop earlier and has a vibration in his Goodrich 29.
And not a good vibration either. Sounds pretty serious, or at least it was.
Brian Newman got the free pass on the 2nd caution, and he has rebounded. Trying to find his way back to the front.
You know, Saturday in the Busch race, he started up on the outside front row, and he fell back through the field immediately. They came in and worked on the car a number of times, and he was charging to the front before he blew that right rear tire here on the front straightaway. So maybe he'll have some of that same luck today. Not blowing out the tire, but coming back through the field.
Newman is 25th. Battle up front. Hamlin trying to take it to Biffle on the inside.
Just like he did before that last caution. And there you see Kurt Busch in the 2 car right up in the mix of things.
Whoa. Boy, that 16 car, he drove it in so hard it wouldn't stick, and it went to the top.
Yeah, we have different lines. I'm not sure that's where he wanted to be that time.
He didn't prefer that line. It just went there.
And about the 31 of Jeff Burton, who started up front, backslid pretty deep in the top 20. Now he's right back there in 4th place. Saturday's winner in the Busch race.
I think some of the guys, you know, the veterans of the, you know, they are always kind of cautious on a green racetrack. May have been by design.
Steve?
Well, Mike, remember early in the event, Jeff Burton backed up, as you said. He said he couldn't get the car to turn. They have fixed that problem. He said the car is turning so well in the middle now, I'm going to move up the racetrack late in the run to save the tires, but I like where I am right now. It's really turning. You see him right down along that white line. Matt Yoakum has news on Greg Biffle.
Gordon's car is still a little bit tight, Mike. He has complained all day long about the car being tight. Crew's done their best to try to adjust it to get some more speed out of it, but it's still pushing just a little more than he'd like. Gordon has been on the radio the whole day asking where fast people are running. High, low, in the middle, and he has tried just about every place.
Biffle to the outside on Denny Hamlin. Wants the lead back.
These guys just keep going at it. 79 laps in this race, and Biffle just drove it down in there that time, and it stuck. He's going to pull away from Denny Hamlin in the 11 car. And now Denny Hamlin has his hands full of Kurt Busch in that Miller Lite number 2 car. Tell you what, with the 2 runs that the 2 team had at Fontana and Las Vegas, this has got to be a big confidence builder for this whole organization. Going with the Dodge Intrepid at Fontana and Las Vegas, bringing the Charger here, been in the top 5 the whole time. There goes Robbie Gordon in the 7.
Whoa,
drives by Casey Kane, but Kane's coming back on the high side.
Oh, Robbie got in so hard, Larry, that the car took off with him. He had to get out of it.
I don't think there's any doubt Robbie's giving 100% right now.
Oh no, he'll drive her down in there.
As Robbie comes in. Steve, what was the problem on Matt Kenseth?
Mike, I just got an eyeball look, and Robbie Reiser hopped off the top of the the toolbox. You could see the cords on the outer right edge of that right rear tire. You could see the cords in one area. Caution out.
Turn 2, a car in the wall. Jeremy Mayfield, caution is out. That's a tough break for Robbie Gordon. Let's see if he can get out ahead of the pace car, having just made his stop. And he does, so he will likely stay on. We'll see if he stays on the lead lap after making that green flag stop, or if he goes a lap down when they come around.
Yeah, I think what it's going to be, Mike, I think he's going to be 1 lap down here, but that was untimely for him. It was untimely for Sterling Marlin in the 40 that had just hit pit road.
Jeremy Mayfield.
Car. And that was actually David Strimmy that was on pit road at the same time Robbie Gordon was. Well, we had talked about it. This is the furthest we had been under green, and you knew we were right in that window of about 10 laps of making green flag stops. And right there we saw Matt Kenseth have a problem, Robbie Gordon on the verge of a problem, and then the 19 car, Jeremy Mayfield, with a problem.
And Larry, you're right. Robbie Gordon is 1 lap down, having made that green flag pit stop and not in position to get the free pass on this, the 4th yellow flag of the day. Michael Waltrip is Mr. Lucky. He will move back up onto the lead lap.
And what happened to Kevin Harvick is exactly what you talked about, is the leader was starting to lap cars. Kevin Harvick probably had the 2nd best car out there, but because Biffle was lapping those cars, then he just did not get the free pass right there. He needs a quick caution to be able to capitalize on it.
Here they come to pit road, Matt.
And Denny Hamlin running in the 2nd spot in the 11 car. A little bit different than his teammate Tony Stewart, who is tight. Hamlin, he's free on throttle. look for another possible chassis adjustment for the 11 car. As the 16 of Greg Biffle slides to a stop, goes over the line, the team had to stop, push Biffle back before they continue on with their service, and their right front is all the way down to the cords on Biffle's car, Steve.
And Matt, Jeff Burton very concerned about his right rear tire. He under caution, he said, we have a problem. This is a lucky break for them. They have no rear grip. Dick.
Well, Kurt Busch has parked his car absolutely perfect yet again. Says he's got a little bit of extra temperature. Car overheating. There's a piece of trash on the grill. They got the piece of trash off. Nice stop. He's going to go out in third.
Tell you who had a nice stop. Tony Stewart, that Greg Zipadelli crew, gained 4 spots there. He's going to leave pit road with the lead in this 20 car, 4 spots.
His little teammate was very kind to him. The 11 car, he had him beaten, and then he kind of let Tony go.
Well, Hamlin got a little aggressive coming out of his pit, really speeded up alongside Tony, and then realized that with the radar guns running, that might not be quite such a good idea.
Yeah.
There we got some good cars a lap down on this restart, like Harvick and Kenseth and Casey Mears trying to fight their way back onto the lead lap.
Robbie Gordon sitting up there on the outside lane, which is perfectly legal. He's on the tail end of the lead lap. He's hoping for a really quick caution. I think he's fast enough to stay there. He was earlier. That 20 car's been pretty steamy on the bottom.
Tell you what, Kenseth in the 17 dives to the inside. What he's trying to do is get up there and be the first car lap down where he can get the free pass. Right now, his race is pretty much with the 29 of Harvick.
Contact off of 2 over
Kurt
there.
Busch and the 2 get shoved all the way up into the wall. There was nowhere else for him to go.
He got damage on the left front and the wall. I got a feeling that hurt that car.
Hard to believe they all got straightened out after that one.
Well, they were 3 wide, and there's somebody that's
Harvick, he's got problems.
He's got a tire down.
Yeah, he was one of those cars involved in that deal with Kurt Busch.
Yeah, he's got his right rear tire cut down, and a lot of damage on the right rear. I got to believe Kurt's got quite a bit of damage, too. They just come off 3 wide over there, and there's just not enough room. Here they are.
Harvick in the middle. That's Stremme, the 40 on the bottom.
Stremme gets into Harvick. Yeah, that's hard contact for the 2 car and the 29.
Well, tell you what, Greg Biffle in the 16, he was almost sucked right up in that.
Kevin Harvick's going to have to bring it to pit road, Steve.
Yeah, I'm listening to Kevin Harvick right now, and he's upset with the spotter on the 40 car of David Stremme. They do have a flat right rear tire on the 29.
Now, Stremme was also on the tail end of the lead lap, trying to get back on the lead lap with the rest of that pack, Matt.
And the 16 of Biffle, he says he skidded his tires. He's not sure how long his tires will last now, Mike. One of the best cars so far in the race, maybe coming to pit road earlier than planned.
And remember, we just made note he was the car right behind that group. He evidently jumped on the brake to stay out of that mess.
Let's show you again what happened to Biffle in all that.
Hear how much he jumped off the throttle and probably put some brake on as well.
Yeah, I can't imagine he hurt his tires very much. But now the 2 car, he's got quite a bit of damage as well, particularly to the right front. He hit that wall hard over there off of turn 2. What are they saying, Dick?
Well, basically what you just said, Darrell, that they're very concerned about the amount of damage that they've got on the right front corner of that automobile. It is pretty significant.
Yeah, I can see it up here, Dick, and the right front fender's pushed in, and
he's got left front damage
fender
too.
damage.
And he's backing up into a big wad of traffic.
He's trying to get high out of the way.
Moved up into the top 10. Now on the front spot, Denny Hamlin is not being the least bit quiet. He wants to challenge his teammate Stewart for the lead.
Again, I just believe what we're seeing here is a driver like Tony Stewart got all that experience, says, look, I can't run this hard right now. We know there's a situation going on here. You go ahead.
But out in front of Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth in the 17, he drove by both these guys, so he's now on the tail end of the lead lap, just like Robbie Gordon. What Robbie Gordon and Matt Kenseth in the 17, they don't need to race each other. They're exactly where they need to be right now.
Scott Wimmer made a pit stop. He's back out on track. And what about Greg Biffle, who's trying to overcome some woes on pit road and get back up to the lead, Matt?
Mike, the concern has grown here in the 16 pit of Biffle about 5 laps ago, came on the radio, told Doug Richard, because I'm starting to get really tight for some reason. Doug asked him, do you have a vibration? And Biffle said, oh yeah. Now remember, the concern was whether he flat spotted those front tires off that turn 2 incident. Now the right front that came off his car on the last stop had about a 1-inch band near the shoulder all the way around that right front where he was worn that tire down to the cord. So Doug was going to tell him when they reached the lap 35 mark of this run, so that way Biffle could be a little more cautious.
Thanks, Matt. Biffle's in third, 1 second behind the leader. There they are. Here's the answer to our second singular virtual crew chief question. Will Dodge win for the first time since 1977? 1 out of 3 of you said yes. Well, we have 3 different makes competing, so that kind of lines up pretty well.
Yeah. They only really have one guy up there that's a possibility, Casey Kane in the 9.
Remember, when you participate in singular virtual crew chief, you're entered to win Jeff Burton's payday, July in Daytona. Stewart, Biffle, Johnson, Hamlin, and Burton. As they head for turn 1, give that volume knob a crank, and we'll crank this one up for you. Biffle for the lead.
I'll tell you what, that car was so strong from the middle out after that restart. Greg Biffle in the 16 car, he just drives by Tony Stewart in the 20. I tell you what, the car they better watch just keeps coming, a little past halfway, right behind them. Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car, he is a coming.
A lot of these guys, Larry, I think are building confidence. Some of these guys are coming in, they're not having any tire issues. They see they don't have any problems. It's really helping them step up their game.
Talk about Greg Biffle, confidence. He just ran the fastest lap he's running this race a lap ago, lap 171.
Jamie McMurray in the 26 just moved into the top 10 for the first time today.
As Greg Biffle in the 16 was leaving his pits, our race leader, you can see right here, Tony Stewart, the 20, inches over. Greg Biffle all the way out into that wet grass. Mighty close call there as we've got 136 laps to go.
Good decision on Biffle's part, though, not to push the issue on pit road. Let Tony get in line. You got a fast car.
Welcome back to Atlanta. Tense moment in Robbie Gordon's pit. John Schlesser, the catch can man, was upended. He is conscious, talking with the caregivers. They put him on a backboard as a precaution. Let's show you what happened right here. That's Reed Sorensen's car, the green car.
You see him waving.
And he gets upended by Sorensen, pulling out of his pit. And we have another angle of it. Watch the right side of your screen.
It's the guy with the arm up waving right there, which signals that car is full of fuel.
There he goes, up in the air.
But he gave a thumbs up to the caregivers there at the scene. They now have him on a backboard and stabilized, and going to take him to the care center, and we'll provide further updates as they become available.
I think think that old 24 car has got his act together. They adjusted on that car today, and that bad boy's up there. Flames and all.
And I think the closer you put Jeff Gordon to the front, the more he's going to work toward the front.
He likes Atlanta.
Boy, it looked like Tony Stewart just laid over and gave Greg Biffle the bottom shot.
Well, we talked about it right before that restart. Greg Biffle has just been so strong on the restart before they even complete one lap.
But I like the race Tony's running today. I have not seen him pressure. When somebody pressures him, he lets them go. He's not racing on holding them up. They're not messing with him. He's not messing with them. I think he's driving a really smart race.
So he's trying hard not to beat himself today.
I think you're right, Larry. That's what I really see.
He's got about a 15-car length lead over the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, Mike. And Greg Biffle really hasn't said a whole lot on the radio, but if you want to mark it down.
Turn one, guys. I'm sorry. Got a car
Go
around.
ahead, D.
Got a car around, buddy. It is Clint Boyer.
The 07 car.
Sorry, Matty, but he was spinning up in front of a bunch of cars. Looked like it was going to get ugly.
7th caution of the day, lap 221. Boyer with a little damage earlier. Turns it around, and everybody will come to pit road once again.
I don't think there was anybody around him. He's got a flat left front tire. I don't know if that's what caused it or not.
And in the I'd rather be lucky than good department, or a little bit of both, the free pass goes to Dale Jr.
See right there, it just came around on him.
There were several cars here that I
Reed
thought they were going to get involved.
That was a close call. There were a lot of cars coming at him.
Like I said, he's got a left front tire flat. I'm not sure if that's what caused that or not. It could very well have been.
Jeff Gordon is moving forward. Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart have each dropped a spot, so put Gordon in 4th behind this battle for the front spot. Casey Kane has caught Greg Biffle with 84 laps to go.
Explain that thing about the school I was talking about. That Burton went to.
Jeff Burton. Yeah.
You know, when you can't drive, or when things don't go well, and all of a sudden people start saying, "Oh, he can't drive anymore. He's kind of over the hill." All of a sudden you get a good car, and your team comes around, and you start running good again. I just wonder where the driver had to go to school to learn how to drive that well again.
Greg Biffle about to be caught by Casey Kane. Matt?
Biffle trying to be cautious. Mike came on the radio, lap 235. Says he feels like a right rear possibly going down. Also has a vibration. The crew guys are ready in case he has to hit pit road early.
Yeah, because we're not even halfway through this run. They pitted basically about 22 laps ago, so we still got a good 35 or 40 laps to go on this run here.
Dick?
Yeah, and Ray Evernham just came into Casey Kane's ear and reminded him that there are a lot of laps to go in this race. Kane really got going on about lap 163 when they pulled a spring rubber out of the right rear. That was the big adjustment. Remember, he had dropped back out of the top 5 for a lot of laps, but he's got a good car now.
A team that has just lost the handle on it. They haven't kept up with their adjustments here late in the race. Tony Stewart in the 20, Mark Martin in the 6 just drives by him for the 6th spot. And there you see right behind Tony in that 20 car, those two cars that's been running together now for about 200 laps. Matt Kenseth in the 17, Robbie Gordon in the 7. They're now back up in the top 10.
You know, Larry, I believe that 9 car, Casey Kane, I just believe that Kenny Francis has really made a difference in not just the car, but in the driver. I think there's a real camaraderie relationship there, communication that really is working well right now.
Darrell, 2 cars that are coming back into the mix are Matt Kenseth and Robbie Gordon. They are 8th and 9th. Steve?
Hey, Mike, as Larry Mack said, Matt Kenseth had to hit pit road on lap 112 to change a flat right rear tire. See Casey Kane go by the 16 of Greg Biffle. That for the lead. Just wanted to mention, Kenseth said he is just saving his equipment for the end of this race. Dick?
A few laps ago, Robbie Gordon keyed his radio and asked crew chief Greg Irwin, how many laps are there left? Realize that there's no clock inside these cars. It's pretty hard to figure out what lap you're on. Irwin told him about 100 laps, plenty of time yet. So they are looking at the lead. They are looking at winning this race. Gordon's car got a little bit tight. We'll have to fix that in the next pit stop.
Debris on track in turn 1 has put us under the 8th caution flag of the day, Matt.
Mark Martin will already hit his box. An air pressure adjustment on the left side. Tires for Greg Biffle needs it to turn better. Meanwhile, Mark Martin says the car was getting a little too tight near the end of that run. Questionable whether they make it on fuel from here on out. Steve.
Matt, no adjustments on the 17 for Matt Kenseth. He's been getting faster by going slower through the corners. Dick Berggren.
Kasey Kahne won the pole, so he had his first pick of pits. He has picked the best pit. It's the one furthest down pit road. He's gone, and he will go out with the lead.
Tell you what, it was close, though, with Mark Martin in that 6 car. Kasey just barely beats him out there. You see Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, gains 2 spots, as well as Jeff Burton in the 31. Tell you what, Mark Martin in his 6 car, he's been reeling this 9 car, Kasey Kahne, who's our leader right now, and Kasey Kahne in the 9 in pretty heavy lap traffic right now. Look at Mark Martin right on the bottom of the racetrack where he's been this entire race, 21 laps to go.
Kasey Kahne with an 11th at Daytona, 4th place finishes at both California and Las Vegas. 3rd in points, had only led 1 lap before today. Today, Kasey Kahne has been out front for 64 laps. Biffle's led the most. But the question will be who can lead that last lap. Matt?
Mike, on that restart, when Darrell made note, when Mark dropped back to 4th, Pat Trison came on the radio and asked him if the car was okay. He said, just too tight. He said, just hang in there because it'll be like it was in the last run where you'll be great near the end of the run. Right now, Mark is working all over the back of the 9 of Kahne.
Yes, he is. He is all over the back of it.
I love a race car that's just a little too tight. That's a comfortable car to drive.
Not pushing the front wheels, but just a little tug on that steering wheel.
So I can turn to the left when I want to.
What do you call it? Snug?
Snug. Comfortable.
Now on the right-hand side of the screen, Matt Kenseth in the 17, that's fresh tires versus about 40-lap tires like on these other guys. But right now, Kenseth is 1 lap down back in 29th.
I'll tell you one thing. Watch Junior watch Jeff Burton loose here. He gets up under. Excuse me.
4th place for Junior.
We've seen Junior do that a couple of times a day to people to get them up out of the way.
Trying to score his best finish of the season. He was 8th at Daytona. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart side by side. Now Gordon's going to try to retake 6th place from Stewart.
This guy's been going at it for quite a while here. They've pretty much driven off and left Greg Biffle in the 16 car. In fact, Biffle is being caught by Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car. This would be a battle for 8th. Biffle continues to slide backwards as we've got 18 laps to go.
Kasey Kahne trying to hold off Mark Martin. Kahne, the pole sitter. The spring Atlanta race has not been won from the pole since 1979 when Buddy Baker did it. Here's Martin trying to take the lead on the bottom.
Now remember the truck race here on Friday night. Mark had his hands full with the Todd Bodine, and they raced hard about like that off turn 2 over there. Sideways, slideways, and every other way.
But now Matt Kenseth in the 17 car, remember he has those fresh tires. He's trying his best to get back up there and get back on the lead lap with those fresh tires.
Kasey Kahne's only win to date, Richmond last May. Trying to score the 8th victory for Evernham Motorsports and be the first pole winner to win at Atlanta since Buddy Baker in 1979.
Got that chemistry going, man. I tell you, I like what they're doing right now. The car looks good. Crew chief looks good. Everything's going good. Ray's got them tuned up.
Kyle Petty up to 9th as he passes Greg Biffle.
Yeah, I believe Greg Biffle's going to have a tough time hanging on to a top 10 finish here. This is Kyle's 51st Atlanta start here today. White flag, Kasey Kahne, 1.5 miles to go.
There's a bunch of guys that can't wait for this last lap to get over with. I can tell you that.
"29 years to the day since a Dodge has gone to victory lane in Atlanta when Richard Petty held off David Pearson and Cale Yarborough to win it. Kasey Kahne scores the 2nd win of his career in the Golden Corral 500.
Darryl, as I watched Casey Kane just about put that Intrepid a lap down there, Ken, it looked like a big sign from the lake.
That's what I say. That's one thing I give for great credit for. He stuck with what he had. Those other boys test. You know, I like to stay about 6 months behind on my R&D.
No, it hasn't changed much in 29 years. The winning average speed. Richard Petty won in 77 at 144 mile an hour average. 143.7 today. Casey King.